Hey everyone, Lisa Resnick, the Real Tea. I am with Derrick McDowell of the Youngstown Flea and many other things.
Your intro
How
would
are
have
you,
to be
Derrick?
much longer to get all the hats that I wear, so we'll stick with that one.
I know. We do all wear a lot of hats in our lives, right?
Yeah, I should run down yours.
No. That would overwhelm me. I like to live in blissful ignorance at times and just go with things. so so let's talk about you have the Flea coming up this weekend.
Yeah,
You did purchase your building. You bought a building
yeah.
downtown Youngstown where
I
you
wonder how
belong.
this happened.
I don't know. So, which we did. We looked at a few different properties. We went uptown. We went north of campus. So, but really, you just truly wanted the downtown area, which I think was a phenomenal location.
Oh, this space that we occupy on the east end of downtown is, I call it my little sandbox. You know, it just you get giddy every time you go there, and it reminds you of what a blessing it is to have an opportunity like this, especially in a downtown area in Youngstown. And so I'm so thankful that we've got our own slice of the community to share with everyone.
It's great, and not only that, but the whole concept and everything behind the Youngstown Flea, with the whole taking these businesses and offering them the opportunity to be able to start and grow by using the Youngstown Flea to get to that brick and mortar is just brilliant. It really is. It's smart. It's and it's very supportive of local businesses.
Yeah, you know, we're a what I'd like to call a micro incubator, right? And I like to dub this the entrepreneurial circle of life, right? So you have a business owner who has a creative idea, but the challenge is always how do you bring that idea to fruition and to market? And literally, that's what we created was a market for you to be able to take an idea from concept straight to the community. And so we have examples we can look to with places like Culture House Coffee on Elm Street, you know, where they literally were bagging up coffee grounds and selling them to the community from the Flea, and with dreams of having their own space to invite the community into. And now you see them with their own brick and mortar. And so not only are they fulfilling a dream of theirs, in having gone from, you know, the idea of coffee to a brick and mortar space for the community to share, that's also helping our economic development foundation
100%. Yes, it
for
is.
the community. So that's what we talk about, this circle of life, that if the Youngstown Flea can do well, it's this ecosystem and platform where other entrepreneurs can come and do well, and then thereby the community can do well. So we like to call that the win-win-win, right? If I win, you win, we win.
That's right. And you're also helping out the commercial real estate industry.
Yeah. Who would ever
So
thought we'd be, you know, talking about the commercial real estate industry for small business owners in a community like Youngstown? But it's a real thing, and it's going
it
to get
really is.
aggressive, I would say, quite honestly. If we're looking ahead to what's on the horizon, people better start choosing now to follow their dreams, or you'll end up following someone else's.
Speaking of aggressive, did you see the advertisement Ohio is doing in New York City?
I don't know that I did. Don't break news right here on the Real Tea.
It's phenomenal. It's basically they are advertising on buildings in New York City, moving their businesses, relocating themselves to the great state of Ohio, where we have a better cost of living, and you have the opportunity to explore so much more with that better cost of living.
Yeah. Now, will there be like a prerequisite where when we yell out OH, they'll have to say IO?
Yes, there is that prerequisite. Well, so I'm in Hilton Head right now for the first time ever, And I didn't realize what a strong Ohio-based Hilton Head has here. And speaking with the residents who often were from Ohio, they were talking about how Hilton Head, their strong base and where they aggressively advertise is Ohio.
See?
Clearly it works.
Clearly, it got you there.
This is true. Well, just because we're under 12 hours away. So anything that was under a half a day away is where they would work and focus their advertising on.
Yeah, if you look to President Tressel's strategy for Youngstown State University, I mean, even if you cut that window in half of the 6 hours away, talking millions of people, the distance between Youngstown and 6 hours, I mean, you can get to what, Detroit, DC, there's so many different places, New York. I mean, and the amount of population that exists within a 6 mile radius of the state of Ohio is crazy. And so their strategy, and I think our strategy for the region, has to be looking beyond just our boundaries and borders that we're naturally sold and told about every day, and really saying, how do we invite multi-statewide approach. And I also think one of the things we have to get aggressive about is that boomerang thing that really says, hey, it's okay to be born here, grow up here, cut your teeth here, go get your commercial real estate acumen somewhere else, and then come back and dominate.
You're referring to.
Like the lead sales when in the area. I don't know if there's a trophy out there.
But with that being said, you're also providing these people, such as myself, who relocated back here, that play environment, that social environment that we all do desire. And the Flea definitely provides that by having our local vendors and seeing what creative means that they're looking to start their business. So I think it's phenomenal. I really do like it a lot. I'm excited.
And I'm sure you can speak to it, very aggressively, in that economic development is very much follows quality of life. And when we talk about the plans we have for the building we just acquired, they're modeled after the trends that you're seeing in communities like Tampa, Florida, where there's an old steel mill being repurposed right along the riverfront. It provides the small grocery store, the wedding reception venue, the rooftop bar, the movie nights, the yoga, the lawn games. But really surrounding that facility now is the townhouses, condos, apartments, living spaces for that next generation that really wants, like you said, that entertainment piece to go along with it. So take a look at our downtown, and we've got now, Doubletree Hotel, Oh Wow, doing all kinds of renovations. We've got a convention center with Cavelli. We've got a great lawn with 20-acre park space. We've got the amphitheater that say that there's nothing to do around here. And that was years ago, right? So we didn't have what we even have now. So we might challenge him to go back and update that list of 50 things to do in the downtown, because Walk Youngstown didn't exist then, right?
That's
Youngstown
right.
Flea was just in its infancy. Penguin City wasn't wrapping its entire building with last tough cities do, so we've got a lot to really advantage ourselves with. It's just really, we've got to become master chefs in our own kitchen with as much ingredients. We have a recipe that we can follow that will give a quality of life that I think will attract people, like you said, from not only 6 hours, but that 12-hour window. And we're having conversations about real estate in our community, namely things like chill can plant. It becomes taboo, but it shouldn't be. That acreage and property is
an opportunity.
It's a huge, huge opportunity. And I can't name the entity, but I received a very, very, very legitimate phone call from someone who asked to be connected with someone in the city that could have an honest conversation about the future plans for Chilcan, because they were very much interested in the acquisition of it. And so it wasn't that Chilcan was a bad idea, it just wasn't brought to fruition. Look at its geographic location to the freeway and access to the community around it. Look at how much actual acreage it is and what they've begun to build there. Like that's, we've got
it's a prime location.
Yeah.
It really is. And I will say that being in real estate, we often deal with a lot of things not coming to fruition and not happening. So for us in our community, it's not a, well, that's it, Chilcan's not working out, devastation. It's like, okay, that's not it. Who else can we get in there? Who else can we have someone fill that void? Because that opportunity still remains. That doesn't diminish in the least bit. If anything, it's been improved somewhat since the condition before the Chilcan got in there. So I do think that there is some positive to this. I know that I've been reached out to by companies that are looking for the acreage and they're looking for the building to relocate their business by consolidating their two different markets in Pittsburgh and Cleveland. And that makes us prime location as well. So
yeah, it's interesting that others can recognize what we have, and maybe we're sometimes too close to our own amenities and we take for granted, right? You don't know what you've got until it's gone. And so it's a real conversation now that the east end of downtown Youngstown is a thing now because of the investments that not only myself, but Penguin City is making. I had a guy that I needed to use for some roll-off dumpster services that was looking at property right over the Hemrod Bridge, right around the corner from us, because again, he saw the access to Route 680 right there. And if you go around that corner, it's a ratted out looking building that
that's
he would
right.
demolish and reconstruct on. But he now sees, the vision, not only for what the Flea has, for what Penguin City has, but that whole area now has. And so sometimes when it's very much like when you go to a restaurant and you order your food, but someone else's table's food comes out before yours and you go, ooh, what's that?
That happens all the time.
I think that's what the community going. I don't know what word goes along with that, but
And also props to Mark Canzanetta, the DoubleTree too, because they broke ground over on the east side to begin with downtown. So
Yep.
I mean, we need people like you to be the risk takers, the visionaries, to be able to see everything that can be accomplished in our city. Because I truly do think that and have advocated that our city is a great city, and we are at the precipice of getting to that next level, and things coming a little bit easier when it comes to the demand.
That was and hops, Lisa, right there. You used a big old precipice.
But in the meantime, before we end, that speaking of the city and things to do, I know Penguin City is having an open house.
Yep.
This Saturday, right?
Yeah, 12 to 3 this Saturday, I believe.
And what are you doing this weekend?
I'll be slightly busy. We're hosting our first ever indoor-outdoor market in our new home at 365 East Boardman Street. So that's a major accomplishment for us. I think there was always in the back of my mind that I would take my children past where we originally hosted the Flea, which is a parking lot next to our convention center, the Covelli Center downtown. And I would point to this empty parking lot and I would say to them, a dream can begin with an empty parking lot. And so now, there was always this next step. There was always in the back of my mind, and even sometimes the media coverage, they would ask, what's next? What's new? And I was always excited in the back of my mind to say what was next and what was new. But you know how we work, you keep quiet and you let the work speak for you. And so It wasn't until we acquired the building that now people can begin to see what's next. So this Saturday, people will get phase 1.1 of the plan. Right?
So I'm just saying, Derrick, not only is your goal for everyone who sets up shop with the Youngstown Flea is for them to become brick and mortar, but you're an example for them yourself, because you did. You went from the parking lot at Covelli Center. You went from a thought in your mind to a parking lot at Covelli Center to a brick and mortar.
Yeah, don't ever get too big for your britches. I don't know if that's a Southern term. If they use the word britches. But what people have to be reminded of, and I have to remind myself as well, is that the Youngstown Flea is a small business as well. We're going through this same process just like everyone else, and we're finding our way. Though, yeah, we've got this visionary who leads it, as a founder of the Flea. I've got to put in the work just like I'm asking others to do to reap the benefits and the rewards and create an ecosystem that others can build on. So this Saturday from 9 to 3, come down. It's free admission, free citywide parking. We'll enjoy 60 plus vendors, indoors, outdoors, music, pet friendly, food trucks, Penguin cities, 12 to 3, they're having an open house. I just can't wait for people to get a taste of this east end of downtown Youngstown that we get to call our sandbox.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Derrick.
Hey, thank you for
Saturday. I'll be back.
Oh, you're going to come back home. That's that boomerang effect.
Yeah, I'm literally coming back home just for that.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And also make sure to connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. For all of your business news, visit businessjournaldaily.com. For all of your arts and entertainment news, go to afterhoursyoungstown.com.